Greetings, everyone. This is Koku from the Bitter Medicine Podcast, inviting you to tune in to the Bitter Medicine Podcast on KWAZ Radio.
Peace, family. This is Oni, inviting you to listen to the pro-black perspective, where black problems are addressed with black solutions.
Greetings, fam. Tune in to The Learning Curve with me, the revolutionary matron on KWAZ Radio.
All right, welcome to the 12th episode of our interview segment of the Harsh Reality Podcast. In this segment, we look to bring on professionals, influencers, scholars, and any knowledgeable, interested individuals to tell their own story and also hear their unique takes on the news of the day. And I personally think it's more beneficial and insightful for the listeners to hear a person's perspective rather than the traditional question and answer format. So we're going to keep it real loose here at the interview segment of the Harsh Reality Podcast. And firstly, I got to shout out Melanated Conscious Society, MCS. Headquartered in Jacksonville, Florida, is a mentorship organization teaching various life skills, self-sufficiency, and knowledge of self. Very important mission. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram for the latest news, meetings, and valuable information. Also, I would be amiss if I didn't shout out the KWAZ radio family. KWAZ providing the latest and greatest and conscientious-oriented content. Make sure y'all follow them on all forms of social media, as well as subscribe to the Bitter Medicine Podcast hosted by Goku and the Pro-Black Perspective hosted by the brother Oni Tase. And lastly, we are available on Patreon. Please donate. And of course, all proceeds go to upgrading the show, providing the best content we can for our loyal listeners. And also for those looking to, get at the show, leave us a message, maybe give a suggestion for guests, things of that nature. Hit us up at theharshrealitypod@gmail.com. Now, without further ado, let me get to my esteemed guest. My guest today is a brother I actually know personally from my time in the service. And I had a privilege of observing his journey from, serving his nation to now his activism work and his current mission as one of the forefront members of the Fort Wayne original Black Panther Militia. I'm highly honored. You got me stuttering over here. I'm there. Highly honored to introduce General Red to the pod to discuss a few topics of relevance in our community. Also tell us a little bit about his story. What's going on with your brother Red? Where you at, man?
Here we go. What's good, bro?
Here it goes. Good to see you again, brother. Good to see you, man. What's been going on with you?
Man, just trying to make some things happen,
No, y'all see the stars on the hat, bro. I'm gonna have to throw the bro. He's finna put me at. I'm gonna have to go to attention.
Brought back flashbacks, did it?
Oh, the real. But I did a little introduction for you, man. Let people know that you a general in the Fort Wayne, original Black Panther Militia. And that's, for those who may not be familiar with you, maybe not be familiar with the organization, your mission. Hell, just to, get a little bit into your story, man. Hit us up with a little bit, maybe your upbringing, and kind of like your journey from here to there. You know what I'm saying? A little brief something. We'll get into the meat later, but, details later. For now, just hit on, a little bit about yourself.
What's good, everybody? THRP. This is General Aziz, like you said, Fort Wayne, Indiana chapter leader, under the leadership of General Mike Payne, who is the head leader of the original Black Panther Militia. So I had to go ahead and get that out first and foremost. Let's see where we start. Originally from Uniontown, Alabama. It's a pretty small city. We had probably about 4 street lights. Everybody knew each other.
Word.
For the most part, it was actually pretty close-knit community. So, I ended up going to college for a couple years. Kind of decided that wasn't the thing for me, and I joined the Air Force. And that's where I met this fine brother right here. You know what I'm saying? I met a bunch of good people during my time in the military.
I don't know if I was that good at the time, but I appreciate the good. Yeah.
So yeah, I did that for a few years, and I was like, don't think I want to do that either.
Yeah. Word.
So I ended up getting out. Moved to Fort Wayne about 4 years ago, and fast forward, I think a lot of this stuff sparked within me probably last year, or was it? It was year before? Was it last year? George Floyd? Yeah, that was last year.
It might be year 4 last, bro.
Or was it? Oh man, time is flying.
That might be year 4. Cause what's that boy on trial right now? Was that last year?
Kyle.
And that happened before that. That happened before that though, right?
Was it? No, I think the protest was for that.
It might have been. Shit, time flying, bro.
Yeah,
time flying when you have fun.
Crazy. But yeah, but so yeah, I was out there during the protest. Fort Wayne had. I was out there mainly observing. You know what I'm saying? Went out there to see what was going on, see what everybody was talking about. Exercise my Second Amendment right. Wasn't really a lot of people out there doing that. Everybody was looking at me like I was crazy. I'm like, it is what it is. So that kind of motivated me to try to, I won't say create an organization, but lead an organization that has some type of structure, because there was a lot of people going back and forth out there. Everybody want to get to the same place, but they want to take different paths. So,
right.
That kind of messed with the unity a little bit. So I wanted to try to get everybody that was passionate about it under one group with a structured leadership, and try to make things happen from that point on. So that's how I initially kind of got interested in being a part of the original Black Panther Militia.
Word. So I know you was posting, man. I seen you out there in the streets and whatnot, putting in work, right? And it's crazy because I was having a discussion, the other day. I was on a podcast with one of my brothers. Actually, it might have been one of the sisters. No, it was a brother. It was Koku podcast, and he did a little shout out, because they had a little topic talking about Veterans Day and all this. And I think as a Black vet, it's you in a place where it's kind of, it's a weird place. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like at one hand, you feel like you went through something. You went through the boot camp. You got yelled at, spit on, all that shit. So you went through that. But then, at the same time, once you come back, you get back into the fold, and particularly once you get into different organizations, particularly Pan-African organizations, maybe, whatever ADOS doing, whatever organization that's, Black first or whatever, they kind of look at you crazy. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you one of those, are you?
You get that side eye,
like we don't know. We
them like,
yeah. So and then exactly. So we've been trained to my first thing I'm doing is checking my surroundings. I'm vetting people.
Yeah.
So we kind of we in that weird space, man, and it takes a while to kind of reintegrate and actually for people to trust you and trust other people. You know what I'm saying? Particularly if you are Black-minded, you know what I mean, about your people and stuff like that. Is like, or even you just about justice, just about like, I want to do something to help the community. I want to do something to help people. I want to do this. And it's like, what were you doing over there?
So I guess it's kind of confusing for some people. They look at you one way and only think that that's only what you are. Like one dimensional, like it's people got all different sides to them. So
yeah, like when I shout out MCS, Melanated Conscious Society, that brother there, Caprael, he Navy cat, you know what I'm saying? Came back, founded an organization. I've met plenty of dudes out here, putting in work in the streets, like yourself, bro, putting in work, but they come from that background, you know what I'm saying? And people don't realize, it's a lot of downtime. I done read through so many books just sitting in the desert, you know what I mean? Just sitting in some boring ass place or some office or something. It's like, let me crack this open. I'm reading, message to a Black man. And then, I'm reading, even if you want to go into other stuff like 48 Laws of Power, I'm reading everything I get my hands on. Sun Tzu's Art of War, I'm reading, I ain't got nothing else to do. Lift weights and read.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good. All these good. So I'm absorbing all this knowledge in. And so it's like, okay, once you get out, it's like, what the hell I'm going to do with all this shit I've been reading? You know what I mean? I'm gonna put this to use and whatnot. So that's kind of where I was there. I know that's how I felt, when I got out of I'm trying to find different organizations and things like that. How's the damn Discord up?
Man, to be honest, like I've always searched for the knowledge and tried to learn as much as I can, but I never, like I said, that spark never lit inside of me until all of that stuff happened. And then it's like everything I learned started coming back. And I'm like, yeah, I did read that, you know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, wait a minute, I know all this stuff. I'm passionate about it. I need to try to channel that energy into making some stuff happen.
Yeah. Man, I had so many people come up to me like once I'm just talking to them and stuff, and they go, are you one of them traveling brothers? If you can, like, do you know? Like, nah, I just read, bro. I just read, you know what I'm saying? But getting back to what you was talking about, because you belong into the, the original Black Panther militia, and having that roots, with the original organizations back in the 60s or whatever. Like, looking at the current state, like, how do you feel about the current state of where we are as a people? Like, do you think it's been any kind of progress? What do you think?
That's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Yes, that's a hard one.
You can't really say one because it's been part of the other two. So I mean, I feel like we kind of got away from self-love. I think that's the root cause of a lot of issues we have. You know what I'm saying? And
Word.
I've been picking my brain trying to figure out different ways to kind of help bring that back. You know what I'm saying? Show your people love, because in all honesty, we all we got. Word. And I mean, after all the thinking I did about this, that's pretty much all I could come up with, man. Like, for real. Like, it's a bunch of other different stuff, but like at the end of it, like the actual root cause is self-love. Love for your brother. You know, it's because sometimes I feel like we're our own worst enemy. And it shouldn't be like that, because we already got enough outside enemies or influences that's going against us. So it's tough. It's a tough position.
Word. I was looking at I was watching an interview earlier. The Dolph situation just went down. Rest up, young Dolph. But and then they did an interview with a lady. I guess she's from that neighborhood or whatever, right? And she was talking like, ever since they passed, I believe she was referring to open carry, constitutional carry laws, right? Ever since they passed that, and everybody walking around with guns, and anybody shoot anybody, and blah blah blah. But I'm sitting here thinking the whole time, like, Texas got, the same law, and everybody just ain't shooting everybody willy-nilly. That's a lack of knowledge of self, man. That's a knowledge of self-love, like you said. You are my other me. That, like they say at MCS, man, you are my other me. Once you instill into these youth, that's who you need to get at first and foremost, is the youth. And then once you instill that, like, yo, you that's a person that look like you, that's your brother. You feel me? That's your sister over there. You shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? Once you instill that you have some worth, because these kids a lot of times, man, they've been taught like that, oh, you was a slave. Then Abraham Lincoln came, now you're free, and some people did some marching, and now you can go and eat at McDonald's without having to, you know what I mean? Now you don't have to sit in the back of the bus. And it's
you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah, what you got?
I asked my homie one night. At the time, he was probably about 22, 23. And the way he was moving, it didn't sit right with me. So I actually set my homie down. I was like, what you got going on, man? And he started talking. And I'm like, bro, do you know who we were before slaves? He was like, no. And that blew my mind.
Word.
So like, I took the time out to try to like guide him in the right directions. I wasn't sitting there reading to him, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, check this out. And then after a while, he kind of like calmed down and started to get his stuff together. But I'm like, dang, this dude's like 22, 23 years old. And all he knew about us from the past was that we were slaves. Like, dang, he probably thought that we was like slaves from the beginning, and just, it's crazy. Like, it made me wonder how many other people thought like that.
Yeah, man. A man without history, you have no self-worth. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have any kind of history other than you was a slave and now you free, you know what I mean? You got to have that knowledge. You got to have that stronghold. You know what I'm saying? If you look at like people that call themselves nobility and royalty and stuff, they walk with a certain way. They walk with a swag. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we got to have that, man. If you look at the way we walk and the way we move, when you come from well, you can't say you came from a slave or whatever. That's how you move now. You know what I'm saying? You walk with your pants out. Look like you got a saggy diaper on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you keep that mindset too.
Yeah.
You get stuck in that mind frame.
Yeah, man. So
to go back to what you said though about the kids, like, it's wild because I asked a younger guy. He was probably about late teens, about to hit 20 maybe. And I was just picking his brain. I was like, what do people your age care about? Because you know what I'm saying? I know that's kind of like, I hate to say it, but like not the lost generation, but it's kind of they kind of rough.
Yeah, man.
And he was like, man, all we care about is money. I'm like, dang, so you don't care about like your neighborhood, where you live, your friends, your family, yourself? Nah, bro. It's about getting money. And then that was another brick wall for me, because I'm like, dang, how am I gonna like reach out to these people if all they want or care about is money? Like, what can I say to a person without giving them money to listen to me to make them care about something? So that's why I agree with you said. Like, we need to start going out and reaching the younger generations before they get to a point where that's where their mindset is at. So if we can prevent them from getting to that point, then maybe we can change the whole dynamics of getting to that point and being stuck in that mindset of being nobody, or we were just slaves type mentality.
Yeah, chasing.
So I'm gonna go with that.
Chasing the bag, bro. I think you hit it too.
But we do got a Panther Cub program too, so I can't wait to get that stuff going. We've only been here since July, so we were fairly new. We're trying to get our numbers up, but it's been a pretty dope experience so far. Our first event was in August. We gave away about 55 backpacks with school supplies in them.
Oh yeah, I saw that, bro.
That was a good thing. Yeah, it was nice. That made me feel good inside. I can only imagine what we're gonna do once we actually get our numbers up and people actually know about us and who we are, what we're trying to do. So
yeah, definitely.
It's an experience.
definitely put in work, man. That's what I don't see a lot of too, speaking on the the current state of Black people in America. I see a lot of criticize, I don't see a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? And I feel as though if you're gonna criticize, you either gotta be even about your criticism, because what group out here is moving perfectly. You know what I mean? A lot of groups are, exploiting other groups and stuff like that to get ahead. But at the same time, if you're gonna criticize, be able to put in some work or at least present a solution. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you just complaining.
Bro, I just said that literally earlier this week in a group chat.
Yeah, man.
Because all somebody was doing was complaining. I'm like, well, what's your plan? What's your solution? They never gave it. So at that point, they told me, like you said, they were just complaining. Like, if you're gonna bring issues, at least try to bring a halfway solution.
Something, bro. Bring something. Don't just sit nagging, bro. That I tell you, sometimes I'll be like, yo, shut up, man. It's this one dude I used to follow, man, on Twitter, man. This dude, his whole shtick is just this Black dude, man. I think he in the Georgia area, and all he does is just like, yo, But I said, bro, when the Dolph situation went down, before that dude body was cold, this dude was like, oh, is this a result of white supremacy? But I'm like, bro, can a dude get cold? Can his family cry a little bit? Before you start grifting? You feel me? Like you looking for the pats on the head, bro. You chill out. You know what I'm saying? And what are you doing? Where is your work? Where your like they say, where your receipts at? If you're gonna complain, bro, you gotta come with the receipts. I'm not trying to hear nothing you gotta say, because I don't work with organizations where they go talk to kids, talk to the youth or whatever. We go on parking lots trying to recruit people and stuff like that. And half the time these people are running away from you because it's like, yo, if you ain't talking the church or something like that, nah, you talking that empowerment shit. We can't have that.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of shy away from that. I don't know why though.
Yeah, man. That's
I guess it ain't for everybody.
Nah, man, bro. I'm noticing. I think this past year has been very eye-opening to a lot of people, that you seeing that it's just people that's built different out here, man. It's people out here who's willing to go that extra mile, willing to put themselves out here to maybe their detriment. You know what I'm saying? To try to help people, try to advance, or try to end, the tyranny or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people out here putting themselves on the line. And we seeing it this past year, because there's actual consequences behind it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know we was getting into it. You know what I'm saying? We was getting to it. The original Black Panther Militia, and and basically the founder of the party, you know, back in the 60s, you know what I'm saying? Huey P. Newton and all them cats, right? If you want to go back to that, even you want to go back to Chicago, the Fred Hampton joints, stuff like that. Let's get to the elephant in the room, because I know you out there. You know, I know you've been to protests and things of that nature, did some activisms. Are you seeing any kind of basically progress with the police in Black communities, or do you think it's still super distrust, no working together, none of that? And can it even be a positive, you know, rapport with them cats from what you see?
Nah, I'm glad you asked me that. I've been seeing little stories on Facebook about people policing their own communities and having a working relationship with the cops and stuff for the neighborhood. But we had a Zoom call with some of the generals, and one of them was telling a story about how they went on patrol. So basically, patrol is we hit a neighborhood up, walk around, greet the community, let them know we out here, assist anybody if they need help with something, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So they were out on patrol one weekend, and they said a guy came up to him. He was like, "Hey man, these two guys stole my trailer. I need y'all to help me get it back." And they was like, you know, had to verify the information. He was like, "You got any paperwork to prove that it's actually your trailer before we go get it?" So the guy went in and got his paperwork. They went around looking for it. Well, they ended up finding the guy's trailer, and so they start hooking up to it. The guys run out of the house. They stole it. "We want to call the cops." So they call the cops. Cops come up. They see a bunch of brothers in black, strapped up. They look like, "Well, what's going on?" So they go up, you know, they show the paperwork match the tag on the trailer, you know what I'm saying? They just like, "We're here to get this man's trailer back," yada, yada, yada. Police step back, let them do what they do. And when he said that, I was like, what? Like, y'all damn near got community policing? Like, they just stepped back. What? That damn near blew my mind. So I'm like, yeah, that kind of gave me hope, because, you know what I'm saying, I've never heard of something like that where somebody's trying to do something right on their own and the police come, because normally they're gonna start messing with them too, and then it's just gonna be this whole thing that ain't have nothing to do with the original situation at all. So it made me feel good to hear that they kind of just stepped back and let them do what they do. So the way I look at it is, after a while, after these interactions keep happening, they see that these brothers are out there actually trying to do something good, then eventually it'll actually be to what we want it to be. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that's super dope. I've been saying it for the longest, low key, man. I said, man, we need a drop squad, bro. Like, you need a group of brothers who just like, that's the job. But if you look at the history of things, man, you know, I'm a former delinquent from Chicago, bro. If you look at the original history of like gangs and stuff like that, man, it was originally about protecting your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? There'd be different groups of people that come to your neighborhood, whoop everybody ass. And the whole meaning was to like, yo, these dudes ain't finna come up here and whoop us. Yo, we finna have our little group. And then, you know, the drug game kind of jacked that all up, right? The drug gang, and now people gang banging for real and all this other stuff, killing each other over flags and whatnot. But in reality, it was all about neighborhood protection, like what y'all doing, like what you doing, what that general was talking about. We finna protect the neighborhood, yo. You don't have to always call 911 and scare somebody might get shot if they move wrong or whatever. I seen I forgot what was that. I think it might have been around in the Philly area or something. Brother was having like a manic episode, right? So he's running around threatening people, you know what I'm saying? I think he might have had a knife or something. But, you know, it was like 5-6 cops around, and they're like, yo, you know, people called the cops came, and they like, the brother ran over with a knife, and the cops shot him, right? But I'm sitting here looking, it had to be at least 12 brothers on the street. You know what I'm saying? 4-5 on recording or whatever, but they ain't want to smoke with the brother. You know what I'm saying? What you thought was going to happen when you called the police?
With a black man with a knife.
Yeah, y'all don't want to deal with him. It's 12 of y'all. Y'all don't want to deal with him, right? Y'all call the police. What you think the police finna do? They finna drop the threat. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need more of like, yo, like you need like, I hate to say it, but we gotta have some balls, man. People gotta be strong, be like, yo, we us brothers, we finna handle this. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody in the neighborhood terrorizing, you got somebody in the neighborhood doing this and that and the third. Man, the neighborhood need to handle that first. I think should be the first line of defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you know accountability. Accountability. Big facts, bro. So if you don't have that, man, I don't when you know what's gonna happen when you call the police. You know what I'm saying? I've even seen domestic violence situations where the chick like still love the dude, so she like, I'm gonna call my brother and cousin them, you know, and Pookie down the street.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the police to come, right? So you already know what it is once you make that call, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
It's crazy that it's like that though.
Yeah, it is what it been like that. So I guess you got to play with what the hand is given to you.
Facts.
Yep. So hitting back on that, you know what I'm saying? Not to pry too deep into nation business, you know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of people don't realize that, you know, organizations, you know, like y'all brothers are still, you know, around and still putting in work and things like that. So what's like, I know you talked a little bit about recruiting and things like that. Like if somebody wanted to, you know, maybe get hold of y'all and you know what I mean? Like what would be the avenue? Are y'all dudes got kind of running any kind of campaigns, doing any kind of social media type of deals to get the word out? Like I know y'all had the book bag drive. How did y'all have people hear about that and whatnot?
Mainly social media. We printed out some flyers and left them at some gas stations, hung them up in some places, hit the barbershops up, passed them out, and yeah, had to put the boots on the ground. I mean, social media is only gonna get you so far. I got X amount of friends on Facebook, so that means X amount of people are gonna see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing out on people that might live right next door to me that don't even have a Facebook or you know what I'm saying. So I'm starting to learn that too, like being actually out there and getting to see people face to face, people that you might not be able to get in contact with off the internet. So yeah, we spread the word for the backpack drive on that, and the turnout was pretty good. Like I said, we gave out about 55 of them, so that was pretty decent number. But right now, we just like I said, it's pretty much the same method: going out, meeting people, letting them know who you are. We post recruitment flyers on social media. People end up hearing about it some kind of way, some way, shape, or form, because you know you get these calls every now and then, like, "Hey, I heard about such and such, yada yada yada." It's like, okay. So you interested in joining? Are you gonna be dedicated? You know, are you ready for this? you can't come half stepping, because I'm gonna be honest. It's been a not a struggle, but it's been different trying to juggle your everyday life and maintaining the group as well. So it's a whole learning process for me right now, but I'm getting it though. It's sorting itself out.
Word, ain't not enough time in the day.
Man,
that's what I'm dealing with, man. Between you know the babies and you know whatever gig, however you get your money,
yep.
And then trying to do any kind of extracurricular. Like I'm running on fumes right now, but the show must go on, right? So I feel you on that. Now, as far as like y'all comparisons to the you know the old regime, right? The old original organization, right? I know a lot of people seem to be drawn away from because the connotation with like socialism and things like that. So they you know, they equating that with these AOC, you know, the squad, you know what I'm saying? That's the new joint, right? So speak on that, man. Like is there any political you know, belief that y'all hold dearly, or do y'all side with any one side of the spectrum, or what do y'all see as a solution in terms of economically or whatever like that? Even when you speak on yourself, you know what I'm saying?
So basically they gave each chapter leader the discretion to provide their community what they see best fit. So what you might need in Jacksonville, my people might need something different.
Word.
So I can't really group what we need here with the whole organization. Now we have the same, I guess you could say, core values and points of interest, but when it comes to specifics like politics or what this community needs, what this hood needs, then you know it's gonna vary from place to place.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't, as of right now, man. I tried to think about that, but right now I'm just trying to get the organization within myself, within my own chapter set up, and try to get some members. Yeah, so I got a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm still kind of fresh to it, so I'm still working on the inner workings of it, and I want to give it the most solid foundation that I can, because I want this to last. I don't want to be around just 1 or 2 years and then stuff starts to fall off. You know what I'm saying? I want to be here. Like, even when I leave, I want somebody to step up and take my position and still keep it going while I go somewhere else and start another chapter. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
I do want to get into it, but I just haven't had time to. There's so much other stuff going on right now that I need to do first before we even get into that arena. So
yeah, you gotta get a
I
solid
can't really answer
foundation.
that question yet.
Yeah, you gotta get this. Hey, you hit it on it, bro. I think you hit it with the foundation, yo. You can't build a $1 million house on a shitty foundation, right? You gotta get that.
Yeah.
You gotta get them first bricks. And I think you hit on something real important, low key. Leaders, man. Like, we so dependent on leaders in organizations sometimes that when that leader leave, that movement dies. You see that with Garvey, you know what I'm saying? You see that with the original Panthers, you know what I'm saying? You see all of that once that charismatic leader goes away, that organization either dies or it loses that momentum. So if you have that mission in mind and you have that foundation, then, you know what I mean, maybe after you gone, it'll keep going. You feel me? Because you got
that's how it's supposed to be. I had a guy, my old supervisor at one of my old jobs. When I got there, he was a team leader. I was a 10th. So I ended up getting promoted to team leader. He got promoted to group leader. And then he used to just sit there and talk to me all the time about stuff. He was like, you know what a good leader does? I'm like, no, what? And he told me, he was like, a good leader develops somebody under him to take his spot when he's gone.
Facts.
And that shit stuck with me. So I look at it basically like you said, you got to have somebody to step up. You know what I'm saying? If you go out there on the front line and something happened to you, somebody's got to be able and prepared to take the charge and hold the line. You know what I'm saying? So I always that kind of always stuck with me. So, but you're right though. You got to have somebody step up afterwards.
Definitely. And practicality too. That's another thing that I always preach to, man. I have people come to me every day, man, talking like we playing a game of risks. Like, yo, we need to take over this, and then we need to get the army, and then we can take over these countries in Africa, and then I say, bro, stop playing Call of Duty or Civilization or whatever the hell you playing, bro. Like, you can't fill up a bingo hall full of people yet, and you talking and y'all online making like nationwide treaties and whatnot. Like, bro, get some kids to listen to you first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get the youth. I'll tell you what, man, one of the biggest, hardest things you do, if you can get 5 teens to listen to you, bro, you got my utmost respect. Because I'm like, because they not gonna respect anything. First and foremost, you got to know what you're talking about. You got to sound like at least you know what you're talking about. For 2, they still at the age where they gonna respect power. You know what I'm saying? So they don't see no power. They don't see a resemblance. You could be preaching the key to life, but if you look like 120 pounds soaking wet and look like you couldn't beat up a house cat, right? They're not gonna listen to you. So it's like you gotta have. So if you able to get like the youth to listen to you, then I'm saying salute. You gotta have something going on, or you grifting, or you out there paying them, like you said, are you paying somebody, you spread money around. But barring that, if you can lead a group of youth, you doing your thing.
Most of the original Panthers were teenagers anyway, early 20s. Fred Hampton was what, 21 when he died?
If so, charismatic, man. All these people are young, bro. Young as hell. What would they pushed Martin out there? He was like that bus boycott. They were like, Martin, get out there, bro. There's these old, Abernathy and them. They go ahead, Martin. You got this, Same thing with Malcolm X, Malcolm Little. You know what I mean? They put, we pushing you. Go, do your thing, yo. You go.
So the influencer.
And at that age, man, you kind of got nothing to lose, man. At a certain point, you start to get kids. You may have a wife, you may have a mortgage, a little car you want to keep or whatever. So you're kind of beholden to things. But when you like at that age, when you like 21, 22, 19,
you can make
19,
them sacrifices easy
you don't
without
care.
even thinking.
Nah, you don't care, bro. Hothead, bro. I used to when I was at that age, I used to quit. If I worked in a little job, I quit every summer, kick it, because if you got a car and you got, access, you got a couple ways to get money, you don't care. It's like, bro, I quit this little job every summer, go kick it the whole summer.
Mm-hmm.
And because I didn't care. Like, so that's kind of why you got to get at the youth. A lot of times when people do recruiting stuff like that, they go to either the college campuses or the high school campuses or things like that, because that's your target audience, that's your future leaders. And those are honestly the foot soldiers, man, because they, like I say, they still full of life, full of fire, so they ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And then they probably seeing stuff from a different aspect too. So, you know, if we looking at it at our age and we feel this way about it, imagine how they feel about it at their age.
Yeah.
It's hitting them the same way it's hitting us earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know stuff has always been messed up, but it seems like over the past few years, it's getting worse. I feel like, I don't know if it's just me personally but I guess I could say I took it personally.
Now we're gonna expand on that. So, like, if you was a youth, right? Like, what would you say? If you one of these young people coming up, what would you say would be your biggest, hurdle, or what you think is their biggest hurdle in terms of, these prospects? Because you got a lot of older people that's like, oh man, you ain't had to deal with what I had to deal with, but they have their own different set of problems. What do you think is their main issue? You would think
this day, man. I feel like at this point they just trying to make it. Like, for real. Like, because if you look at it, just like the old heads used to say to us, stuff has changed since we were that age too.
Where,
and it's some of the things that we are going through now currently. So I mean, looking back at the way stuff was back when I was that age versus how it is now, then I would say, yeah, they like with this COVID stuff, and then it's just I couldn't even.
Yeah, man.
That would suck being that age and having something come through and just disrupt your life like that. Like, we're a little bit older, so we're more established. Graduations, and it's just like, oh man. So it's kind of hard, but I see it, but I can't really relate to it because I'm already past that phase of my life. So I'm looking at it as current. Like, I know how it is as far as me going through it right now, but I see it happening to them, but I just can't relate to them on that level. But I can kind of understand it a little bit though.
Yeah, definitely. I ain't no fan of this cat, but I say one of the realest things, the orange dude, man, he got up there and was like, I'll never forget this speech, bro. He was like, yeah, youth can't get jobs. Your neighborhoods are bad. Yeah.
I think I remember that.
I'm like, this dude's spitting fire.
Man.
That's the realest speech I ever seen, bro. I'm like, and like I said, I ain't no fan. I think he's an idiot personally, but that had to be one of the realest moments I ever seen from anybody trying to be a politician. Dude, just like, yo, your youth can't get jobs. Your neighborhoods are in shambles. Like, what you got to lose? I said, wow.
No holds barred.
No holds barred. That WWE training coming into play right there, boy. That was a Macho Man Randy Savage moment. Like, yo.
He was fired up.
Oh, fired. I think, like I said, sometimes you have a moment of clarity, particularly if you like tired and you just been on the road, you trying to run these campaigns, everybody saying it's third to you. You probably was out there smoking weed with Tupac back in the day. Now you're the most racist thing ever. So he probably just was like, I don't care. Look here. I said, this dude crazy, bro. This dude's ill. But it was a true statement, man. We have the top youth unemployment like of any demographic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even particularly sure that at this point the youth even see a job as a way out. I think they're on to something different. I don't think they're, like you said, we older, we live in a different time. We're kind of at a weird age where we're like the bridge between like this new technology savvy, think different outside the box, want to be their own. You got a kid. I read about this kid making like $6 million on YouTube making slime or something a year. So
bro, you ever heard of NFTs?
Oh yeah. El Miguel always talking about them joints, bro.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so we
Teenagers making millions off
millions.
NFTs.
And you think, bro, off GameStop stocks and
Yeah.
manipulating the stock market, off crypto. So it's like, you think they really want to sit at, Foot Locker for $12 an hour? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure that that's the solution anymore. Like, I'm not sure that's what I think. These kids more so of a gig economy. Like, they'd probably rather get a car and deliver, you know what I'm saying? Deliver Uber Eats and get high while they riding around half the time and make as much money as somebody stocking shelves at Target for $9.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that's the solution anymore, dude.
Yeah.
So it's weird time.
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot more of that though.
Yeah, I am too. Salute to everybody out there getting that bread, man. Even doing this joint. I know cats, man. I know cats with like huge like social media followings. And one thing I'm telling them, like, yo, flip that following to something you can use. Say to sell some stuff, or you can hop on this mic, bro. Like, I watch a couple YouTube and Spotify and podcasters. I'm just watching they super chats when they bink.
I see them too.
Yeah,
they getting $25, $50. I'm like, dang.
A pop, like, imagine you getting at an hour. People getting half of that an hour for an hour of their time that they never gonna get back. You talking, it's about something you probably passionate about, right? Bink. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie, I'm jealous, bro. Where my super chat? Y'all need to give me some super chats down here.
You ever do YouTube live?
I tried it one time. I'm still working out the kinks, man, because I like to be able to edit and I like to be able to like perfect the sounds and change it. When you live, you just live, and I gotta get a setup going, man. I'm in the damn guest room, bro, chilling, kicking the bobo. So until I get everything,
it don't matter. It does not matter.
Shit, you sound like you ready. Come on, bro. You ready? we gonna talk. We're gonna talk offline because I want to do a little network thing. We gonna talk. For sure. We're gonna chalk it up. But let's go ahead to the next thing. So hitting on the youth, you have the biggest rise of, I say, like pretty much a non-spiritual base, bro, basically atheist population, right? The church is in a decline. If you go in any church, it's probably like the average age, probably like 62 in that. So, but you seeing that right now, you're seeing the death of the church as the centerpiece of any neighborhood or community. But it's pros and cons, right? At one hand, you don't have that base, you don't have that. At the same time, you kind of straying away from something that's may not be so. It's pretty much watered down, what you getting. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about spirituality. So I want to ask you, I want to throw that question to you. Do you see it as a good thing or a bad thing? And is part of the problem that we facing as a community is a lack of a spiritual base?
I can't get off what I said earlier. Self-love, man. But I guess you could tie that into spirituality too. You know what I'm saying? If you don't really know who you are, you can't really love yourself, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So, like you said, a lot of people probably straying away from the church and don't really know which direction to go in to find out who they actually are. So that could probably play a part in the mentality of the way things are today. Mm-hmm. But I was, spirituality not so much. I still, the root cause of me, self-love, and I can't find another way around it. I thought about it, but that's just where I'm at right now. I'm gonna run with it.
Yeah, but part of what my personal opinion on that is that part of that self-love you speak about is knowing your connection with others, right? When you know how you fit spiritually in this thing, right? I say the one thing you always see is, matter of fact, it's two things you constantly see in this realm, in this earth or whatever, is first is duality, right? You always got, the yin and the yang, the peace and the chaos, you know what I'm saying? The good and the bad. It's always a duality, divine masculine, divine feminine, right? Another thing that's constant is the circle, the ellipse. Everything from your fingerprint to your wave in your hair, to you know what I'm saying, the wedding ring, you seeing that infinity, right? So if we know our connection to each other, we know that we all interconnected, and we know that personally this ain't the final This ain't the final realm for you. This ain't energy can't be killed, brother. You know what I'm saying? So
Just transfer that thing.
Yeah, you transfer that thing. You know what I'm saying? We on the level. But when you realize that, right, that kind of empowers you to a certain extent. Because I think a lot of what we facing too is cowardice, yo. You have the old heads scared to deal with the youth. You got people scared, like I spoke on that example earlier with the police and everything. Like you scared to, conflict with your brother or even draw him down, like get him down to the point, so he to get him out of danger, but perhaps putting yourself in danger to stop the situation. But once you see this as the end all be all, right? This one life, these however many, this 2 pages in the history book is the lifespan of your life, and you see it as all you got, and it's no spiritual base, then it limits what you do. It limits what you're willing to do. It limits your warrior spirit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Yeah. You got to prepare yourself for the next journey.
Yeah,
we
man.
Just passing through right now.
Yeah, it's all about the next. Yeah, we keeping it going. Keeping it going. So yeah, hitting on that too. In the spiritual base and whatnot. Should we even promote that? Is that something? Because I noticed when we was working in the organization, we were working MCS, and one of the lessons we preached to was the ancient like Kemet thing, and your interconnect and all that. You kind of seen the drawback because people so used to this one way of once. Is that something you think would it be beneficial to promote that, or would it be detrimental, or do you think that would be good to like even recruit, or should you like dumb it down, water it down? Because that's
I try to stay away from that when I reach out to people as far as the organization wise, because one thing about that is I feel like everybody should have some type of spirituality within, like you said, but it shouldn't go to the extent where I don't want to cooperate with you because you believe in something different. Yeah. And I've seen that happen so many times where people believe in different things, but like I said, they got the same goal. They want to take different paths, and they let stuff like religion get in the way of them actually doing something big. So I kind of try to stay away from it. I don't try to like tell people believe this or you should believe that, you shouldn't believe this. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good person, you got the motivation and the passion to come out here, put some boots on the ground, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, you all go home, you're going to pray to whoever you pray to and believe whatever you want to believe. Just, what I'm saying? I just don't think that really has a place in an organization like this, because it can probably cause issues within, and then, you know how stuff go after that.
Word. I think one thing that was trending, I seen kind of trending more so on internet than in real life. I haven't really seen too much of this in real life, but you're seeing a lot of like, Black Americans or whatever they want to call themselves, ADOS, FBA or whatever. And you seeing like straight beefs with like the Pan-Africanists and, people who, claim to have like you being in the actual streets and not this internet nonsense. Do you even see any of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you encounter any of that? Like, are they asking y'all like, yo, y'all deal with, Pan-Africanists or ADOS? You know what I mean? Do you even see any of that?
Not so much here. The most I've seen here is the Nation passing out the newsletter.
Yeah, word, they here too.
And I see the Hebrew Israelites out there. Yeah. But I don't really, those are the two groups I really see, and I don't really hear them, going at each other's neck about what they believe in. So not actually in person. I see a lot of it online though.
Yeah,
that's a lot of that on there.
And that's why sometimes I'll be like, yo, I think this is like the Matrix, yo. I don't even think this is real life. I'll be in the Jamaica spot getting my jerk chicken and my cabbage and all my plantains, and we kicking it. You know what I mean? You might sit down, play some dominoes. Ain't no asking you if you ADOS. Like, yo, you black, bro. We in here eating. We finna kick it. Break out the dominoes, right?
So, I don't think that's really applicable in real life. I think, people just want to get on the camera and have a debate and try to sound smarter than the other one and force people to believe what they believe. So in real life, I never really seen people debate about religion or nothing like that in person.
Yeah, I think, once you get into a space, and even if you have super different, like Man, I had so many family members because I get down. I even stopped posting on Facebook because they was like at me, bro. I had election cycle, bro. It was on and popping with me, bro. But then you get to like the family reunion, you get to, you know what I mean, a little gathering. It's like, hey, what up, cuz? Hey, what's up, man?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'd have had cats coming to me like, yo, when I see you, we gonna put the gloves on. You get out there, it's like, oh, I'm just playing, bro. You know, it's social. You know how that go. So
that's how I be though.
That's how it be, you know what I mean? So you got to kind of differentiate, man, from what's going on. And I say this a lot of times to people, man, because they get too caught up in this internet realm, particularly as you get older and you're not maybe in the streets as much. You more so online. Most of your communications is online and stuff like that. You get caught up in this internet world where you seeing like life and death struggles online, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all at the chicken spot dabbing each other up. Like it's not really. Not saying that the beefs don't go from online, because we seen, especially with these youth, man,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people pulling up at people's houses and stuff for what they said on. But for the most part, man, as a whole or as a unit, I don't really see like these big diaspora wars they always trying to push and whatnot. You know what I mean? Nah, not at all.
But I don't see that. But like I said, I feel like it can cause issues within an organization.
Yeah, definitely.
It could, like, I seen two brothers on YouTube online having a conversation, had a good conversation going for about 30, 45 minutes. And then one of them brought up religion and found out the other one believed in something different. And that's what the interview turned into until the end. Them going back at it about that. I'm like, dang, man, y'all was doing good up to this point. I was trying to soak some of this stuff in, and now y'all just went off subject.
You know what, man? I don't think people can I think it's harder to have a debate with people, man. I don't think people even know how to debate. I think they see everything as a difference that is like a personal attack. They can't even like be like, okay, that's a good point, but hear me out on this. You know, they can't even do that. Like this one chick, I sometimes get my low vibrational stuff, man. I get bored. I'm at work. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck with but like this one chick was going in right about the whole, Kenosha situation. I'm not even gonna speak on that because I'm so sick of hearing. It don't got nothing to do with us. But like I'm hearing, so she's like, well, I'm a Second Amendment proponent. I know you roll with Second Amendment. So it's like, bro, that, you know what I mean? You do what you got to do. But she was like, yeah, I'm mad about the precedents that this could set in terms of them changing the laws and something other and all this other stuff. And then she was like, she put ignore is bless or something like that. I'm like, she mean ignorance is bliss? So I went in on her a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And she went off like, you fake woke, blah, blah, blah. And it's funny to me because it's some internet shit. I'm like, are you big mad or you look mad? You know what I'm saying? You at work mad, steaming. I'm sitting here laughing. But I'm an 80s baby. I don't care. We used to roast each other in the back of the bus. This internet stuff is nothing to me. So, but it's like, that wasn't even a personal attack. I'm just like, sister, you need to step your knowledge up. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what presidency is. You got to know what court law is. And to think that any kind of restriction on our Second Amendment is a good thing in terms of us. Like, come on now, what kind of crack is you smoking? Half the Second Amendment laws you got right now is to prevent people that look like me and you from getting the tool. You feel me? And you on here preaching to me, like whose side are you really on? Y'all gotta stop watching CNN, bro. It's ruining your brain. Stop watching news, period. It's like killing your brain, bro. So
that stuff is programming.
They tell you.
They actually call it that, paid programming.
Yeah, it's TV programming, bro. You watching a program like you getting downloaded. You know what I'm saying? So if you watch too much of that, but then also people think that they're avoiding the programming by like, okay, I'm not gonna watch TV, but you like this all day, right?
Yeah.
You in the box all day. So either way it goes, you're getting it, man. And I got stuff on this phone I don't even know how to turn off, bro. It tells me how many people got the Rona every 20 minutes. It tells me like everything I should be scared about. You feel me? So it's like you gotta just deplug, man. I'm going old school, bro. I go out to a mountain in Montana or something. Like we gotta get away from all this.
Yes, sir. Get out the way.
Yeah, go fishing.
you said ignorance is bliss, and I think that's part of the issue too, because there have been times where people could be in the complete wrong and let their personal feelings and emotions dictate how they look at something, and then you could present them with the actual facts and information or receipts, and then they still don't change the way they feel about the subject. So I'm just like, dang, how can I give you all this information about something you clearly see that you were wrong, but you still want to believe the way you do? Like, at that point, what can you do?
You don't stop, bro.
That's when I just stopped talking. I'm like, all right, I see where this is going.
Yeah, it's a few truths to life, man. I firmly believe in what the 5%ers say about the 85, bro. You got 85%, bro. They just deaf, dumb, and blind. They love conflict, they love drama, and they're hard-headed, bro. They, like I said, they take everything as a personal attack. So you can't impart no knowledge on you, because everything is me attacking you. Any disagreement is me attacking you. When in reality, bro, I love to be humbled. I love to hear new information. If you putting something on,
yes.
Word, I didn't know that. Okay, where you hit it at? You know what I'm saying? As long as you come to me intelligently and you showing respect, we could chalk it up all day, bro. Yep. Some people don't see it like that. Yeah, some people see it as a battle, bro. Like, oh no, I gotta win this. I don't care if it's nonsensical. Yeah. So it's crazy, man.
That pride and emotion.
And ego. Big egos.
Yeah. It could be completely wrong though. Like I don't care. Even speak on something that I don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
I stay away from stuff like that. But then people just be all out, like flamboyant with it. Yeah, da 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 da. No, you're wrong.
With a straight face.
But okay.
But you gotta let them go off. Hey, go off. Bro.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, go off.
Even Marcus Garvey said when he was doing his thing back in the day, he said everybody can't go. And I'm starting to see now like what he was talking about. Yeah. But I mean, you can't waste time on the people that don't want to be helped. It's sad, but I mean, it's only so much you can do for somebody before they want to do for self.
Exactly, bro. If you still walking dead, I say this. I say, if you out there in the park, right, and you yelling at a squirrel because he can't understand the quantum physics that you're trying to tell him, who's crazy, you or the squirrel? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the one trying to impart knowledge upon somebody who can't grasp what you're saying yet. So you the crazy one in that scenario. It's not them. It's you. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta build with the like-minded, and then you can, if somebody wants to come at you and actually with an open mind and with good intentions and learn, then y'all can build together. But if you see somebody on some other stuff, like you said earlier, bro, I'm gonna ignore you. I may, if I'm bored, I might just poke the bell a little bit, see how mad I can get you.
See what crazy you gonna say.
It's funny to me. I'm showing people, look at this fool. He's snapping. He called me on time. But that's that roasting mentality. It's like the madder you get, like if you if you was getting somebody good, if they want to fight, like you roasted somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I won.
They get to a point where they just stop. They sitting there looking at you like, you done yet? Are you done?
Word up.
I gave that look a few times before too, though.
I mean, we all took some L's before, bro. We all took some L's, man. I was going back and forth with somebody. I forgot, man. But he knew what he was talking about, bro. And he was schooling me a little bit. I'm like, damn. You get to that point, you're like,
those. I like those. They keep you on your toes.
They keep you on your toes.
You be like, finally, a worthy adversary.
Yeah. All right, okay. I see you. Like, I see you. Let me throw you a follow or whatever. Like, hey, bro, we gonna chalk it up. Like you said, bro, I like that, because it honestly, it didn't got too easy, man, because it's like people so dumbed down, bro. It's just like, damn, I need somebody that I can, that's gonna challenge my thinking, because how can I grow if my thinking ain't being challenged, bro? Yep. I hate to just like fuck with people all day. I feel like a big brother like messing with their little sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop hitting yourself. You know what I'm saying? I hate doing that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I even caught myself today when I told you about that sister I was messing with. I'm like, bro, I apologize, yo. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I hope all the good blessings in life go to you, bro. I'm not even gonna go live for it. It was fun for a while, but I'm not gonna keep low vibrational talking with you. You know what I'm saying? It just don't feel right. You know what I mean?
I think I was going back and forth with this one dude and about something I can't remember. But he felt strongly about what he was saying, and I felt strongly about what I was saying. And then we went back and forth probably about 3 or 4 times. And then one of us said something that both of us agreed on. And then I was like, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate, I think I said something that he agreed on. I was like, I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, letting me know that you agreed instead of keep going. He was like, yeah, I pretty much enjoyed this exchange. You know, it don't pretty much happen that way because, you know, people just want to keep going back and forth without coming to some type of common ground. Word. So I thought that was pretty cool because that probably only happened once on Facebook. Every other time it's just like,
bro, that's
you hardly ever get people to be like, you're right. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, when y'all like can meet at some like a middle ground. Yeah. When y'all can be at a middle ground, yo, it's so rare. It's like seeing a unicorn sometimes. You be like,
damn. Hey, he said it was rare for him too. So we agreed on that point too. It's like, see, that's what I'm talking about.
On that level. So, all right, man, I kept you for about an hour, bro. I ain't gonna keep you too much long. I like to keep you for about an hour. But we're gonna chalk it up. Like I say, man, it's been so long since I talked. You know what? I'm gonna keep that offline, yo. I was gonna go into I'm about to go with some of these Lavila moments and whatnot. I'm like, you know what?
Oh man,
we
know it's gone, don't you?
Yeah, I heard, bro. I heard it's a wrap. It's a wrap for a lot of them clubs out there, bro. But like, that was kind of my first encounter meeting you. You know, I had a homeboy, and you was kind of, you know, his chick was kind of digging on you. But like I said, we gonna talk offline because that's still my homies. So we gonna talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I'm gonna leave the last minute to you, bro. Like if the wrap up, you wanna plug anything, you know what I'm saying, get the word out on organization. How can they follow you? You know, if they want to follow you personally, how can they follow you? If you want to give your information out, whatever you feel is relevant, man. It's like your minute, your time to shine. So hit them up, man.
All right, my Facebook. I still don't have all my social media stuff together, but my Facebook is MBK Amir. And we have a Black Panther page. It's under the original Black Panther Militia Fort Wayne. So we post stuff in there, upcoming events, pictures from events, any type of Panther revolutionary type stuff gets posted in there. We got people from different organizations, different formations, you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of different organizations out there doing the same thing we doing, just under different names. So we try to invite as many of those as we can to the group so they can post their information in there and we can try to spread the word a little bit faster. So
word dope.
Yep. And I appreciate you for inviting me to your show too. First time I done this.
Oh, for real? You ain't never did You ain't got on the pod yet, bro. You gotta get out.
Nah. It's funny because I want to start one, but this is my first time doing one.
Shit, man. I feel you. I seen you get a little comfortable as it goes on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I see you loosen up a little bit. So we're gonna try to get you on again too, man. There's a couple subjects I didn't get to hit on. I definitely want to hit on, but so we definitely, as you work and as you progress, man. And honestly, bro, it's been blessed and honored to see your growth, man. To see, you know what I mean, what you doing out here, man, and actually putting in work and not just talking. Like, you know what I mean? I got to give you your flowers while you're alive, bro. Like as you know, man to man, you did your damn thing and you growing and you showing people how it's done in terms of not just, you know, talking about it, but being about it. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, nothing. But that's it, bro. So on behalf of Harsh Reality Podcast, man, I appreciate you coming through. And I gotta say to everybody out there, peace.
Greetings, everyone. This is Koku from the Bitter Medicine Podcast, inviting you to tune in to the Bitter Medicine Podcast on KWAZ Radio.
Peace, family. This is Oni, inviting you to listen to the pro-Black perspective, where Black problems are addressed with Black solutions.
Greetings, fam. Tune in to The Learning Curve with me, the revolutionary matron on KWAZ Radio.